Hey guys.
Good.
Oh my god, guys, we're live. Alright. Ah, finally,
How much
guys.
did you hear?
No, nothing. Don't worry. We didn't hear anything. Let me begin. Okay. Okay, guys. So, finally, I'm back with another podcast. I'm extremely excited to start this new series here. Of course, I did have the Bandit Hideaway at first, and now we are starting with a new one called She Just Got Real. I can't believe it, actually, to be fair. I'm really excited. So let's not, delay too much here. Let's get on with it. And let me first introduce my so-called co-host, who's going to be,
What do you mean so-called, dude?
What do you want me to say then, huh? Like, you are my
Guest
co-host.
of honor.
Guest of the net. Okay. So, yeah. His name is apparently NotRasheed. And I don't know if you guys know him. Maybe you guys have heard of him. I don't know. He is a guy who streams in very weird time slots and whenever it comforts him. And he's my, occasional CSGO partner along with some other people. So, yeah. Rasheed, would you like to say anything else about yourself to introduce?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, about myself or in general?
How would you introduce yourself in an interview?
I don't know. I didn't think that far in life, honestly.
I see. So just say whatever you want.
Okay, so I saw two streamers without saying names when you announced the podcast, Spessy and Flake, be like, sarcastically saying, I'm so honored to be invited and blah blah blah. Listen, guys, any Gwent streamer will invite you when you become interesting, okay, Spessy? That's all I have to say, thank you.
Okay. I mean, that's a very nice start to kick things off in this wonderful podcast. Anyway, let's get on. Let's move on and go on with our guests here. Let's go ladies first. We have the wonderful Cceely with us, who just had an amazing day, I'm pretty sure, and she's going to, top that off as well. But Cceely, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi guys, my name is Cceely and I stream Gwent. I'm sure you've seen me around if you watch Gwent streams in general. It's been quite some time. And what else? I like streaming and I like the podcast. I mean, I was a guest with on Zuby's previous project with Rasheed, of course, which was a real good time. So wow, I'm super honored to be here for the first episode of Sheed Just Got Real, which it did, because that was a bit of a rough burn. Mr. Sheed.
All right. Thank you so much for that intro, Cceely. And then we have a legend of the community again, making his return to another. Making his return to another podcast episode of mine. He had kicked off the first one, and now he's kicking off this one as well. He's the best kickoff, I'm sure, for good luck. And that is the one and only Baine. Please introduce yourself.
Guys, I'm terrible at football, so kicking off is not my forte. But yeah, I've been on the podcast before and it was a lot of fun, and I guess most of you guys know me already, surely, because I stream so much. And I can't wait to see what this is all about. I heard that shit will get real this time, so...
No, Sheed.
Let's see about that.
Sheed will get real. Sheed. We're trying to keep this PG-13, Baine. No,
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you, Baine?
Sorry, guys, I have to leave now.
Okay. No, this is... I love it. I love it. This is how I want it to be. It has to be a discussion, right? So, yeah. PG-13 is definitely not gonna happen. Anyway, guys, so with that said, those were the introductions. You met my lovely co-host. I almost puked saying that word. And the two lovely guests that we have here. So what we're gonna talk about today is basically on two major topics, right? One is obviously going to be the World Masters, which is, I think, in 2 days from now. And the other one is going to be in relation to the Future of Gwent, which already has been discussed a little bit here and there. But you know what? There's always more to talk about, right? So when it comes to the World Masters, I guess I'm going to be asking the most basic question here first, right? what can we expect, what decks can we see, etc., right? So all right, so I guess we can begin with Cceely. Let's go with ladies first again. So
Sure.
what decks are you expecting? If you want to talk about a particular player who you think will bring something or something spicy, what would you say?
Yeah, I was gonna say this is gonna be like really, really hard to call, right? We don't know if a player is gonna decide to tech against something, which in this meta I feel is quite difficult. Like, how do you tech against Nilfgaard? How do you tech against NR? Those are the two strongest factions right now, and you're gonna have to let one of them go through. So can you tech? Can you be like somewhat comfortable against something like NR that has a little bit of variety, either siege or alumni mainly, just really, really strong factions, and those are pretty much untargetable, I would say. I mean, it's gonna be tough. So what are you gonna do then? I think we could see some spicy techs potentially, and if there's any deck that could see play, maybe it would be something like, you know, the Caldwell Kelly deck. That would be pretty spicy. I mean, Kelly's always a consideration for a tournament, so that could be some spice that a player decides to bring, and that sure would be quite spicy, but it would be interesting to see in a tournament. Other than that, I think a lot of players are just going to go for what is strongest right now for each faction, and maybe something that they're comfortable playing. So it's really hard to call. And then when you say certain people who are usually bringing something spicy, it's hard to say. I feel like Tailbot's definitely one of those players that does go for the spice a little bit, so we could see something like that. Then you have someone like Paya, who usually brings like pretty consistent decks, but he has like an interesting tech choice in there. He brought like a little bit different of a Nilfgaard deck when he won World Masters #2. So I think Paya's definitely could hit with some kind of a surprise thing, whatever that may be. Maybe not, and maybe time will tell. I still see.
Yeah, mentioning Tailbot, right? That's the thing. He's been out of action for how long now? I think since he qualified, right? I don't think we ever saw him again since he qualified, and that was literally in the beginning of the year. So what's he been doing? What's he been, concocting over these different patches that we've seen and everything? Who knows what we're gonna see, right? So Bain, what would you say about that? Would you like to add to that, or do you have something in particular you would like to cover on that?
I agree that, I'm hoping for a lot of meme decks, obviously. And yeah, as Cceely said, I guess someone's gonna bring the Kelly deck that Spessy played on his stream several times.
For sure.
I would be disappointed that didn't show up somewhere. And I'm also hoping to see maybe some Imperial Practitioner shenanigans, something that Cceely has been playing a lot too. Like, I don't know, getting a lot of art hordes or even something more fancy. My hope is that people like Akela, for example, he was bringing some spicy decks the last time, and I hope he's bringing something again. Also, Shaggy, I don't know what Shaggy's bringing. I hope anyone is gonna bring Lambert, obviously. The
cats are
Lambert
all
is
the
always a
swarm
great
that we're
choice.
gonna see.
Like, is there even a swarm list out there right now, to be fair?
Yeah, that's meta.
Maybe Tailbot's gonna bring one. Cap.
No. Bain said it's meta. What's the list? I've not even seen one. I've barely played and I haven't seen one.
I said it's meta, yeah.
I see.
That means
I mean,
it's meta.
if they did change Lambert to be in a non-swarm meta, sure. But yeah, I think Bain, it's going to be a very sad thing to see that I don't think we're ever going to see Lambert in this World Masters. And, just saying. I didn't mean... Okay. I didn't mean to make you cry. All right. So... So, okay. So, apart from that, Rasheed, what do you expect?
Well, everyone already said what I wanted to say.
I see. Okay. The classic.
Sure.
My answer was his answer. Okay. No, but anything.
I'm actually curious to see if any syndicate list gets played or brought.
Syndicate, right? No, that's a good point. I think the list that is in Syndicate right now is the jackpot list, right? I think.
Yeah, the
which
jackpot bounties.
And is.
I also would love to see Mill. I don't care who brings it. I just want to see Mill. That's all I want to see at any Gwent tournament.
Like, I mean, if you say Mill, it's possible that it's Smurfs, sure, because it is very draw dependent, luck dependent, right? Depends on what you mill. But you think people are gonna risk so much money on a mill deck like
There
that?
is no risk in playing mill. It's your opponent that has to risk playing against it.
That's a good point, and mostly it won't even get banned, right? I think the easiest bans in this season are either NR Mages or Nilfgaard, right? I don't think there's ever going to be any doubt about that unless someone has come up with something spicy, which we don't know about, because, you know, the players have been going all out this last month, so that's going to be interesting as well. So speaking of which, we've spoken about the players who are in the Masters and their decks. Now I have a very interesting question for you guys. Bain, suppose you were in the Masters, what would you bring?
Let me think. Lambert. Also, probably NGO monsters, yeah. And an
Monsters.
SK.
Okay. And MO, what would be your go-to MO deck then? Would it be Frost? Would it be Relics?
I'm not a big fan of the relic deck. I mean, it's strong
good.
and all, but yeah, I don't really like it.
Yeah, Frost is fun, for sure.
Frost is fun, sure. I'm not sure how much it can hold up in the meta right now, but probably Kelly or maybe even try V, bringing V.
Oh.
I'm not sure how people are tagged against V at the moment. V
Uh,
can
I
always
wish-
make a comeback, guys, I believe.
I do agree with that. With the decks there right now, I think maybe apart from NR Mages, I don't think anything can answer it, right? Because you have to answer their consumes, and I think only Mages can really do that with the alumni or whatever, right? Okay, no, valid answer. Cceely, what would you bring?
If I try to approach this from the aspect of like try to really bring
To win,
the best
basically.
stuff
Yeah,
to win, yeah. Then I would definitely bring NR and NG as was mentioned already. And then SK I think is very strong candidate there. I think we're gonna see a lot of SK as per usual, but I do think that Flurry is gonna drop off a little bit. So I think we might be looking at something like mushrooms. I would bring mushrooms just because the pushing potential, right? And then the question is like, do you bring something like Gift as your fourth deck? Like, do you still believe in that, or do you feel like it's too weak right now? And then I would either go Gift or maybe, like Rasheed said, Syndicate could definitely have potential, maybe like a Jackpot instead of Gift, or Gift. I couldn't decide on the fourth faction. I think the players are in for like a pretty, maybe a bit of a pickle, because I think that fourth faction is going to be something that every player is thinking about. Like the three factions are probably pretty set. But then what is the fourth one? And that's where we could see some spice potentially, I think. Like, is it Monster? Is it Gift? Is it SK? Is it Syndicate? Yeah. We'll see.
That's true. Yeah, the fourth one is definitely up for grabs for any faction. I guess it is only dependent on what the player might be comfortable with. You always do have the favorites, right? Like, personally, I would go for like Squirtle because I'm comfortable with it. So, yeah, that may be something that they would think of as well. And Rasheed, what would you bring? Mill is obviously one of them. Okay.
Mill?
Yeah, three other ones.
Monster Mill, obviously.
What?
NR Mill and Corrupted Flaminica.
How do you do NR Mill? I'm confused.
Seen Spessy do that.
How though?
It's possible.
Okay, how though? Like, what are the cards? Can you give me an idea at
I have
least?
no clue.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I'm
a
sure
lot
the
of
viewers
them are
wanna know.
neutral that draw, like Mata, like Strigabor, but you also have the dude, what's his name again, chat, that draws for both. The
Thaler?
NR card.
Thaler?
Yeah. And you Veraxis him, Mandrake him, decoy him. Like, it's not that hard, dude.
Sounds very easy.
You can also
yes.
renew him.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So are you
And
gonna-
I genuinely think Corrupted Flaminica is playable this season. I've had like good success with it. I still think it's my highest MMR deck this season.
And what have been your usual matchups with that? Like, why is it so easy?
Oh.
Have you been facing only Scoia'tael or something?
It's decent against everything. It doesn't care about your cards getting removed because you have the value from Flaminica. But NR Mages is an auto loss. Like you might as well just escape enter.
Yeah. NR Mages, like, I remember when people were discussing the meta report, right? So many people were putting NR Mages actually even above NG sometimes in rating. And I'm like, are we sure about this? You know, like, is it really like that? But people are like, yeah, it's easily like a 4.5 4.75 deck, right? For some people, because it just has everything you need. So yeah, makes sense.
Nobody brought it to the open last time, right?
And our mages, I don't remember actually.
Yeah. In Open 4 there was NR mages. Like not there was like Letitia version that the Russians brought. I think both Russian competitors, and it was the version that the Chinese players brought.
Okay.
And then it was a siege. So it was like NR had the most variety, honestly, out of every faction.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. All right, so before we continue on with the next one, I just want to tell something to chat as well. If you guys do have any questions related to the topic, please.
Or other Gwent
No,
streamers.
it's fine, Rasheed. Related to the topic, if I find a good one, I will put it forward to them. So yes, no, that's not a valid question. All right.
Can
so,
I ask Bane a question?
Yes, of course. You're the co-host. You can ask whatever you want.
Bane, if you were to buff Lambert,
Okay.
how would you buff him?
So basically, I have this text file. I can open it right now. There's currently 2-3 pages full of possible changes to him. Let me just look up one of them. What about this? 10 provision deploy, damage a unit and all copies of it by 2. Adrenaline 3, also boost by amount of units damaged. How about that?
Yeah, that doesn't sound bad.
Doesn't that sound broken though?
I mean,
Yeah, but if you play against something that's not Swarm, it's not that good.
Yeah, but that's literally the most anti-swarm card I've ever heard. You know, like.
so what?
Yeah, so what's wrong with that?
Swarm can never be meta, I guess it's what wrong with it. If you
Yeah,
have a card
imagine
with
trying to
that
br-
literally like auto wins against Swarm,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, doesn't Yurick
it is a
to
neutral.
win so many matches too? And we have him in the game.
Sheet.
I mean, imagine the new expansion that's coming out soon, right? The 12 new cards. Like, if they try to buff Congregation, for example, by giving you an Hemmelfart card, for example, Lambert will just wipe that whole thing apart, right? It's well, I mean, it is
That's,
Lambert. So,
Nature for you. It's the hierarchy of killing and eating. Prey and victim.
I see.
Hunter and prey? I don't even know.
So you're just never gonna give up, are you? All right, nah, that's totally fine. All right, so apart from the people who we have seen already who are taking part in the Masters and everything, I'm sure there are few people out there who we wish we could have seen in the Masters, but we don't, right? So would you like to name those people by any chance, and why?
Me.
Okay, sure, Rasheed, go ahead.
No, that's my answer, me.
Oh, I see. Okay. Bane, what about you? Who are you missing in this Masters? Like, who do you think? Oh, I wish he was there.
Freddy.
Freddy, and why? Why would you say Freddy?
I don't know. Freddy's been around so long. I feel like he's already part of the family and he should stay part of the family. He's a traitor. I call him out right now. Come back, Freddy, please.
I mean, in that case, we could call you a traitor as well, right?
No comment.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. No, we're not gonna go there. All right. And Cceely, who do you miss? Who do you think? Who do you say? Oh, I wish this person, he or she, was there, but we don't see the name.
yeah, I mean, of course, I would have to say Bain and Rasheed are both really, talented players, and they've participated in a lot of official events. So it's a bit sad seeing that they're missing out of this one. But I think I can jump on the Freddy train definitely, and I think Masters 1 winner Colomoan is one of those that go under the same thing as Freddy. Is like they're always there, so it kind of feels like it's part of Masters a little bit. Although I'm excited for just the lineup that we have. I think it's really solid and a lot of good stuff.
I do agree. Yeah, Colomon is like missing Gwenting Tarantino from a Gwent tournament is definitely a little heart wrenching. But hopefully he'll be back in the seasons to come, right? There's hopefully a lot more to go for Gwent. And apart from So let's see. We've spoken about decks. We've spoken about So let's go on to the divination challenge then. Who are your favorites to win? If you want, you can give us. If you can give it the step-by-step way that you selected your divination, or you could just be like, "This is my winner." Anyone can go ahead. Come on. I wanted to pop out.
I picked Paya to win because that's what my brain says, but my heart wants Shaggy to win.
Okay.
I totally relate with Rasheed here. My heart's a bit broken because Shaggy and Paya are both on the same side of the bracket, so it's gonna have to be like in the divination challenge. You're gonna have to make a call of which one is it that is ultimately gonna be in the finals. And I put Shaggy there because last time I put Paya there. So, but yeah, those are my two favorites for sure going into this. Although everyone deserves a win here. I think all of these players are super talented, and I'll be happy regardless, but I do have those two favorites definitely that I'm rooting for to kind of go all the way.
Completely understandable. Bane?
I'm also voting for Paya.
Okay.
I have Paya and Shaggy fighting in the semi-final. And yeah, I wish Shaggy would also... I wish they would meet in the final, that's it. But yeah, I think Paya is going to take it. I do have Akela winning the top side though, so... Paya and Akela in the final? Maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
I also have Akela. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, I have Akela and Shaggy in the final.
You guys didn't go for Tailbot?
Who's that?
He's, I think, Tubliat's brother.
I think Tailbot's
win
definitely a super strong contender. I definitely think so. I think part of maybe why... I feel like I said, Tailbot usually does bring the spice, and I feel like sometimes it can be a little bit hit or miss. We'll see. Tailbot's an incredible player, so I think with the right decks, he can definitely go all the way. So that's the thing. He's a bit of a wild card for me because of that. He could go for something really spicy that doesn't end up working out, or because the thing is, so much comes down to the lineups, right? And the players are all really, really good. So that's why I was so uncertain about Tailbot, which way to go. So that's why I didn't vote him into the finals. Well, I feel like Keela has been, maybe would go for a safer deck choice and not experiment that much. So maybe it's more likely that he would be in the final. But really, who knows? Who knows?
Did Rasheed just walk away? Rasheed?
Sheep just got real.
She
Holy
just
shit.
got real. What the heck? Bro. Oh my god. If this is ever going to be an audio version, people will be wondering what we're talking about. But it's become a Rasheed chair stream now, and okay. Oh,
Aww, that was worth waiting for.
actual special guest.
Did I miss something?
No, you didn't miss anything. Now this is what we are here for. The special guest, Kitty. She's the real
Kitty,
special
who
guest.
do you think is gonna win?
Kitty cut purse.
Who do you think is gonna win, Kitty?
I'm surprised she
already
hasn't.
annoyed? Okay.
Yeah, there you go. I'm surprised she didn't leave already. Actually, that was the longest I've seen her on screen. That's for sure.
Yeah, she doesn't like being held.
Is she gonna scratch him? Oh, okay.
Okay.
She doesn't scratch, luckily, she just bites.
I mean, cats are literally. I think they were worshipped throughout Egypt or something, right? Which is why they always have this kind of mentality that they are our masters and not the other way around. You know, they have to be really well taken care of and stuff. And we can see that in Kitty. She eats exotic food. Apparently, Rasheed gets her KFC and McDonald's, guys. So, it's very exotic stuff. And for every viewer out there right now, if you guys missed it, apparently, we are going to be getting drops as well for watching the World Masters. I'm going to highlight that as well right here, right now. Which is, if you watch it for 4 hours, you will get the Beholder title. I think it's an older title. I'm not sure. I think it's already there before. And you'll get this wonderful card back as well if you watch it for 8 hours. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
That looks familiar, doesn't it?
What, the card back?
Yeah. Have we seen that before?
I mean, have we? I really don't remember. I think I only have 1 card back from these, so I'm not really too sure about it. I don't know. Cceely, what do you think? Have you seen it before?
I think what Bane might refer to is that the card back is like a compilation of all of the open bundle card backs, basically mashed up into one. So in terms of that, yeah, we've seen it before. I mean, I personally think it looks really good for just like a little bit of a treat for watching. So I can't say I'm mad at getting this. Definitely the Beholder.
Yep.
I honestly don't remember if that's the title we have or not, I've got to say, but overall, I think it's pretty nice for just watching.
Yep, I do agree with that. All right. So, is there any closing note you would like to say on the Masters? Is there anything you think that is going to happen which is interesting, or do you want to make any sort of comment on it before we wrap up on that topic? Anything at all? Just in case we miss something.
I guess I hope that we get a lot of leaks, right? I'm not sure if the leaks are gonna come. When they are gonna come?
You mean like when they're gonna talk about like the 12 cards and stuff? Or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be during the Masters, yeah. That's what they had mentioned, right? Right, I think till now we've had these pieces of a card, right? Fragments of a card, which is apparently going to be, I forgot her name, the Scoia'tael card with the lady who's injured.
Milva?
Milva, yeah. Apparently it's Milva the Archer, right? Because she's in the air, like, shooting a bow and arrow at those Nilfgaardian scum. So they're guessing it's like a Milva card. Do you guys think it's Milva?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I heard it on Twitter. Sorry.
Because
Yeah,
like
what Baron just posted, I think it's Ryan's first card. Ryan's card, yeah.
Ryan's
okay.
he made it to the game finally, looking good.
Because yeah, Milva as a card right now is, well, unplayable, right? Too weak, too slow kind of thing. So I guess they're trying to revive her by making her a really good card. I don't know if she's going to be busted, but I hope she is. Because in fairness, I think all cards should just be busted so that all factions are just really good, right? So we'll see. But apart from this card, do you guys even think this is one of the 12 cards? I don't know, because the 12 cards that they had mentioned were supposedly leader cards, right? Like reused art and things like that. So do you think that this is like a thing they're doing as an expansion come Jan or February? Or do you think this is part of the 12 that we're going to see in the next, 1 week?
I think Ryan mentioned on Reddit that it's for these drops.
For the 12?
Yeah.
That would be surprising, right? Because I think it was very clear that they're going to be reused card arts, right? So that's why people were like, oh, we're going to see Dagon, we're going to see, Svalbard and all these cards. But yeah, it is pretty weird. Like, Bane, what do you think the two, like, they're going to be 12. So obviously it's going to be like 6 cards. And it's going to be for like, 2 cards per faction, right? I think, because 6 factions. So what do you think is going to be for each faction? Like what cards? What would your guess be?
I guess for the monsters, we might maybe finally see Dagon come back. And maybe Woodland Spirit.
Okay.
Legend.
Okay. And not Araka's Queen? I was really thinking Araka's Queen. Remember that old art with like the Araka's Queen with like all those crazy little things around her? It was basically all the Kairan, right? Which we see as now the immune unit. I think that was what the leader was.
I wouldn't mind seeing her come back because it means more Swarm, means more Lambert. So
God.
win-win. Fine.
I see. Okay. Oh yeah, for every unit consumed, spawn a drone was, I think, the old ability, right? Or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're assuming that might come back. All right, sure. Okay, that was monsters. What do you think about Nilfgaard? What do you think are going to be the two? Because it's so weird, right? They say leader cards, but what, Jean Calvit is one of them?
Oh, I miss John Kelby.
Maybe him. No, wait, we already have him.
Isn't it Ardal? No, wait, it's like yeah.
Yeah, Ardal was linked
Ardal
somehow,
art.
right? Or leaked.
And
And then
what?
who else?
Really? I didn't know about that.
Morvran, maybe?
Oh, Ardal is on Reddit, innit? Says Spessy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, Ardal and Kalvit should be like the only old leader arts that haven't been used for Nilfgaard yet.
All right, okay. And then what do you guys think about Northern Realms? I would say maybe Henselt might make a comeback.
I want to Ada.
Ada?
I always loved her art and her theme.
With the one where she's sitting near her grave, right? And like with her hands up.
Yeah, that was
thing.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, eating a steak.
What about Radovid? Didn't they leak that super early already?
Yeah, Radovid is
Yeah.
confirmed. Yeah, so the second one is the one that many people are having doubt of, right? It could be Henselt because of the siege stuff, right? Maybe they want to bolster siege units with that because that's what he used to do. He's the siege master. Or it could be Ada, but how would Ada synergize, right? Because her leader earlier was what, damage a unit by 7 or something like that, right? I think it was something like that.
Zuby. I kicked Kitty out so she doesn't bother you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
How dare you kick out Kitty? Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. Are they going to bring that same ability again? Because they got to break stuff, man, honestly. Because when you only break one faction right now, that is Nilfgaard, I guess, because they can literally play any other card, right, from any other faction. It just doesn't bring that sort of fun, doesn't it? Because NG has all the fun, which is what we're seeing right now. So let's see if they're going to bring back something broken. And then what
they would rework her completely. Like the 8 damage ability is something that is in Syndicate already. So
that's blood
having
money.
it in R2.
Right? I think that's blood money.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then what other factions have I left out?
It could be Demavend, by the way, for NR technically. I don't think we've seen Demavend art, right? The old one.
Wait, who's Demavend?
The guy with the
Grape
elf.
guy.
The elf in the bowl, the head of an elf in the bowl, and he's eating grapes.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. Because that's a very, very, sick artwork, to be fair. So yeah, it could be. So what?
I think it's gonna be Ada though, like with Cultist kind of being. It could be Ada. We'll see.
Sure. And what about, what are the ones left? Skellige and Syndicate, right? So Skellige could be what? Svalbard? Because self-damage and stuff. Ceres, which one? Ceres Fearless? The one with
I think that's what it's called. The horse.
Yeah, she's dragging a white horse, right? I did see that artwork. Like, it was an old card, which we never saw again. So, yeah, that artwork is beautiful. Have you seen it, Rasheed?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, so apparently it was a bad card. Many people never used to play it. But the art
I've actually never seen it being played in beta.
That's what, right? So that's the thing, right?
Kulo tried to play it.
Tried, yeah. And the other one, Svalbard. I guess Svalbard could be an option, right? Is there anything I've missed apart from these two?
Bran,
yeah.
Bran Turasak is definitely a good one because Iced is already there from the previous leader drops. So, yeah, I guess we could see Bran. What was Bran doing earlier that he could synergize now? Was he a discard thing?
Was he discard?
Yeah, discard.
So it could be something to bring discard warriors or discard Skellige some love again, right? Yeah, somebody mentioned it, Bran discard and damage. Okay, right. So, yeah, like, that's the thing. There's so much to talk about. And they dropped this campaign in a way that they're only revealing one card after this long time. And, over this last 10 days, I think we've had like bits and pieces, right? Do you guys agree with this kind of revealing? This campaign that they've been following? Are you guys okay with it?
Personally don't like it.
Okay.
There was no hype.
Yeah, I get it.
All, like...
And what about you
I
guys?
agree. Like, it's a nice idea, and it might work if you do it like over 1 or 2 days, or like even 1 day, a few hours.
Right.
But doing it like over a week or longer, and then having like one piece of the puzzle every time, and then it's like just the back of someone's head or like a shoe. Come on, it's a bit anticlimactic, I would say.
Agreed. Yeah. And Cceely, what would you say?
I was gonna say I do agree that it's a nice idea if it would be done a little bit like faster, just to make it a little bit more like exciting. Because I do like the aspect of having people guess what it is, and especially there's a lot of people in the community that are know everything about the lore and things like that. So it's always fun to kind of see what they speculate on. But having it being released then in a matter of hours, or let's say a day or two, would be a little bit better. I think I agree with the guys on this point. Yeah.
Yep. But the only thing I really liked about that was at least it gives, all the teams to be a little creative, right? I think some of the teams got bits and pieces of the card to kind of make them, hide it somewhere on their website, or make them click something. And I think my favorite one was the one with the quiz, where if you get 20 out of 20, your reward is a piece of that card, right? So yeah, I think the idea was good. As you guys said, it's a good idea, but the execution can be a little quicker, is I think the what do you say, the short version of what we would like to see from it, right? And I think everybody in chat would agree with it as well, because a lot of them I saw was saying it's trash. So I don't want to say it's trash, but it can be better, right? So
I would like them to reveal the next expansion cards by rapping. I think that would be the most amazing way to reveal the cards, to be honest.
By rapping, what do you mean?
Yeah, they can rap about the card or the expansion.
Didn't
Wait,
we
you
have
mean-
someone rapping a reveal already? Who was it? Was it Bomblin?
No, Bomblin didn't
Yeah, I
rap.
think
He
Mama
played
was-
Master
did
of
a-
Puppets.
Did a song, right?
He played Master of Puppets though, the Metallica song, right?
Okay.
But you mean something like what Habla did a long time ago, kind of thing, like the
No,
Gwent
I
rap
mean
kind
we
of?
need Berza or
Oh.
Slama rapping for us, dude. I think that's the best way to advertise the game.
I heard Spessy can rap too, but I've never heard it.
Apparently,
There's like this general reward, but he never did it when I was there.
Don't worry. I think we could try and get that going on the podcast, in the future. We'll see what
He's a
Spessy
master,
can.
so he might just rap about a league, maybe.
Maybe. Like, that's the thing. I think Burza hasn't made one in a long time, and I think somebody had mentioned it, right? And I think on Twig he had said I'm planning on making one more soon, is what he said. So what's it gonna be about? We don't know. But let's see. If it is to do with the new card drops or the new expansion coming soon, I think it would be a cool thing, right? And yeah, I think I do agree. I think that would definitely be something special. And they could give it to people who can rap, right? Like Specimen, hopefully.
No, I want to see CDPR rap themselves. I don't want to see Spessy fucking fumble over his words, dude.
Always trying to find a
It
way.
just got real.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a soundboard press I'm gonna make a soundboard press. Whenever Rasheed makes a comment like that, I have to press it. It has to be like, she just got real, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think we should. That's a good idea. But apart from Burza, what about Slama? Has anyone seen him, guys? Has anyone seen him in any chats or anything? I really miss him, honestly. Like, the last time I saw him was literally on my podcast, like, as a person, sitting in front of the camera. Apart from that, we never really saw him, right? What do you guys think he's up to?
Some I saw him, he showed up in my stream when I was playing Arena, and then he said, "No Lambert for you," and then he left. And that left me very sad.
Aw.
Yeah, well, to be
Need a
fair,
minute, sorry?
oh, no, it's fine. You can take a break. It's fine. What do you think, Rasheed? What do you think he's up to?
I hope everything is well with Salama, because we haven't seen him
That's
in a
true.
while.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say. I hope he's doing okay, because I think he has 2 little ones as well, 2 little daughters. He has to take care of the family and everything. Just hope everything is fine, because not hearing anything was definitely scary, right? What do you think, Cceely? What do you think he's up to?
Yeah. Just like you said. I mean, hopefully it's just, real life getting in the way and he's having a good time doing whatever he's doing. Of course, it's yeah. As long as he's okay, I guess we're happy, and of course I don't it's kind of going beyond like what he does. I'm sure he's pretty busy otherwise, and then also keeping up with like community stuff might just be a little bit much, especially if life is hectic. So I think it's understandable to be catering to whatever you have going on in life at the moment.
Yep, that's true. Real life first always, because for him Gwent is work, right? It's not really a game for him.
Exactly.
It's basically his bread and butter, right? So yeah. Okay. So smoothly transitioning this talk into the future of the game and seeing what their future plans and everything are. They recently released a presentation talking about their money made and stuff, and GOG kind of being this not very successful platform for them, right? And I think a lot of people on Reddit were reading this article, and a lot of the people on Reddit were not reading the article properly, right? So I think here what I want to do is we should discuss that, why, so that we can clear it and make sure that their messages delivered properly. So when they said GOG is not doing well, did people miss out the fact that Gwent was the only reason that GOG was even that much alive? I think that they had even made a statement, right? That Gwent was the reason why GOG even made the money that it did, right?
Like, I know some of my friends use GOG because it doesn't have... What's
DRM.
that thing called? Yeah, DRM.
Okay. And that's the only reason?
Yeah, they don't play Gwent.
Okay.
They're lucky.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So what happened was when they read that, people were like, oh my god, Gwent lost, no money, Gwent going to shut down. I'm like, bruh, did you even read the whole thing? You know, because they've literally said in the next point that they're gonna scale their team, they're gonna give further support and everything like that,
Yeah, but
right?
if you notice the wording, they just said they will scale the team. They didn't say upscale, so it could mean downscale the team too.
But when they say optimal results is basically like, you know, the perfect outcome or the most, the most desired outcome for the, you know, least effort or something like that, right? That was what you would say is optimal, I guess. So are you saying they might downsize?
I'm
not.
kind of thinking that it might be about downsizing. However, that might not necessarily be a bad thing, right? Because you'd think that if it would be about upscaling, that would be mentioned maybe because they want to say that. But I don't think optimizing is bad either because it could also mean that there are certain, like, we don't know anything, but there might be certain roles that are not doing that much at the moment behind the scenes and things like that, and those might just be, you know, not exist anymore or something like that. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to mean anything bad. I don't think, like, optimizing in general does seem like a good thing.
Yeah, I think it might be just getting more dedicated slots for the Gwent department, basically. So before that, I think we already knew that it was a bit like everybody was doing something here on the side for Cyberpunk and on Gwent. I think that's what Slammer said as well. Like, people were doing kind of a little bit of both. And we probably have a dedicated Gwent team now that's really just focused on Gwent and working on it completely, like full focus.
That is how my thought process was, right? The way they made it sound was that if GOG doesn't really need that much support, you know, maybe in the back end or something, those people working on the back end of GOG could basically come on and work in the Gwent team, right? So that they could help the Gwent team, you know, meet their targets and meet their balancing and stuff like that. Because it's not really about mentioning, oh, this card needs a change, that card needs a change. They have to recode the whole thing, right? And that is where the bugs come in if they, you know, didn't have enough time or not enough, you know, manpower to basically complete that coding, is where we see these game-breaking bugs, right? Like, you play diplomacy from deck and the game auto crashes and stuff like that, you know, all those weird hot fixes that they need to do. That is at least how I thought of it, right? Because, you know, if something does not require that much attention, you'd rather shift it to things that require the attention. It's like any other business out there, right? Same thing, you know, happens in any other company, even like mine. So that is what I understood. And
GOG people are very cool people. I met some of them on Gamescom 2 years ago, and that's when they had the GOG Galaxy thing coming out and trying to challenge Steam with the compact, like, source for all your games. And yeah, all of them were super passionate about gaming, and they were so fun to talk to. I guess, or I hope that if they come over, then it's gonna be good for the game too.
Yeah, because I think, I don't think they outsource anything apart from the artwork, right? I think the only thing they outsource is artwork. I don't think anything else. The tournament client. But that's, you know, a whole topic to talk about, to be fair, because we still have so many troubles with that thing. Vlad, if you're watching this podcast, please fix the tournament client. Because I remember this was giving us problems in not only, you know, a few months back, but literally like 2 weeks back, right? When we were trying to shoot the Gwenfinity War stuff. So, yeah, it can be annoying. So, the other point they had mentioned was further support, right, for the project. And when they say further support for the project and Gwent related stuff, I'm assuming it's the Golden Necker. And like, what else is there, right? Have they really leaked anything else? I don't think so. What do you guys think?
I heard the Golden Necker is an auto-Blättler version of Gwent. I can't say where I heard it, but
Did you hear it from Rasheed?
probably.
Yeah.
Was it from an official source? Yes or no, Bain?
No comment.
No, I mean, you went down that line. You have to comment. No, I'm kidding. I'm only kidding. But yeah, like, I think what they mean is, okay, we're going to drop expansions again, because I think they did confirm another expansion coming in Jan or February, right? So that immediately, did tell us that, okay, there's no way that Gwent is going to end after this season or something, because many people were like, okay, the viewership is dropping so much on Twitch, and people are not playing that much, and then at like high MMR Spyro, for example, when he's streaming, he doesn't get a game for like 10-15 minutes, and then people spam things like dead game. But I guess it's only because it's off season at this point, right?
Yeah.
And that's
I
the
think
thing.
that's at least part of the reason, yeah.
Yeah, like I think that's the only reason, because many people do get burnt out, right? I think even Red Rame very clearly said it on his stream, I think just today, that I'm not playing it because I'm just completely burned out. That's it. The end. It's not like he hates the game anymore. He's just taking a break from it, right? And
Yeah, you have to realize that most of these pro players that are burnt out just played so many hours of Gwent.
yeah,
Like, grinding the ladder is like, how many games is that per season? It's
1,000,
so much. It's
1,000, 1,100 games on an average. Like Cam's like jammed 1,270 something games, and then Red Rame was like 1,100 and something games. And if you see, like, I wouldn't even play that in the whole year, right? And these guys do it like every season, trying to get that top 3. Rasheed, how many do you play on average?
I don't know. I never look at leaderboard. But do you think it's burnout, or do you think it's just the meta being awful? Because like I was thinking today, every meta deck is viewed as degenerate right now.
I do agree.
Like,
Like people hate everything now.
I do agree. Yeah, it is how it is
Like
right now.
every
I
deck
feel like
feels
people are-
toxic to play against. Sorry, Cceely.
No, sorry, I interrupted, jumped in there. I was just gonna say, I feel like people always have something to complain about, though. Like, I don't think the meta personally is bad or anything. I don't think there are like that many degenerate decks, quote unquote, because we've seen those metas where there's something really oppressive that is just like, take the DJ Fultist meta, for example. We don't have situations like that anymore. Overall, I think it's quite well balanced. However, I think the issue is maybe lack of new content. That is more maybe why people shift to other games while waiting for something like an expansion coming in next, or card releases and stuff like that. I just think people get a little bit bored, maybe, if there's not something to keep you kind of in activated. And plus, then you also have the off meta season, which definitely weighs in as well.
Yeah, there's someone mentioned in chat, it's probably because decks, like, you can't really, it's something I heard from other people too, like you can't really build decks that still can beat meta decks unless you put in a certain number of cards that are auto-include. So that pretty much just restricts your deck building to a very small core of cards that will always be in the same decks. And that's something that people just don't like, I think. People, like, it was, maybe it's always been like that, but it feels like it's even more so right now because of the cards getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, somebody did mention that if you see even the meta reports coming out, right, you'll see so many decks from like a few months back, right, with some variety here and there. But if you see the recent ones, they are quite restricted, right? It's like this faction has this one, this faction has this one, and that's it. So people, I guess, also get bored of that staleness of facing the same deck over and over again, or playing the same deck over again. Because if you want to climb to really high ranks, you gotta, or as Spessy says, you want to pop off, you have to just play the meta stuff, right? So yeah, let's see. if they do something about that. Go ahead, Cceely.
I was just gonna say that on the flip side of things, I feel like there's a lot of viable stuff. Now, I think it depends a little bit. Like, are you okay with playing non-meta decks and maybe not getting as good of a result as you would while playing a meta deck? Because a lot of people maybe expect better results with decks that are not as good as the tier 1 decks. Like, there's always going to be some kind of a meta in a card game. There's always going to be that one thing that is going to be stronger than the other. But I think as long as there are like viable choices that are maybe not as good, but that are still able to win games, although maybe not as many as the tier 1 decks, I think that's honestly kind of fine, in my opinion. If you're able to win with those decks, be creative with your deck building, that's all good, but there's always going to be that meta. There's always going to be that one deck that's probably above the rest. But maybe you're looking to get like more variety, that there would be more than one tier deck, I suppose. It's kind of what you guys are saying, which I can definitely agree with.
All right. Yep. And all right, so before we wrap up on things, would you guys like to say anything to the Masters contestants in the next 2 days that they're going to play? Would you guys like to give them any comment? Nothing?
Bring Mill.
Bring Mill. Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Bane, what would
But I won't pay for you.
Okay, and Cceely, what would you like to say?
I don't know, just try to have fun, even though there's a lot on the line. I think that's a really stressful situation in general for any player, because you've worked like the whole year for this, basically. Here you are, and a lot of things might come down to luck or the lineup or anything. So, I mean, at least try to have fun while you're at it, I would say.
Who knows, they might come up with some combo we haven't seen and break the game. Who knows? Because they've been scrimming so much, behind the scenes. It's insane. They play hours and hours of Gwent. Like, imagine playing it like 6 to 7 hours a day and thinking of decks. It's just, I don't know. I can't even do my job like that right now. But yeah, with that said, guys, we have covered whatever we had to cover. And I think we even covered extra stuff. And before we wrap up, would you guys like to just, shout yourselves out? Where can we catch you? All those things. So let's start with my co-host right here, Rasheed. Where can we catch you? Where can we see you?
On twitch.com, obviously. / NotRasheed.
I see. And Cceely, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitch with Cceely with 2 C's, and Cceely Twitch on Twitter.
He did say twitch.com, didn't he?
Wait, is it TV?
TV.
I didn't say anything purposely. I thought you were going to realize, Rasheed. I don't know. Okay. And Bane, where can we find you?
You can find me on twitch.tv. Bane with 1B and 1 at the end.
Right. So do you stream Gwen? Or
yeah, I think we're playing the Gwenting Wars. I still have to get a win there. So I think we have a break for the winter time, but after that we still have 2 factions to come, and I'll try my luck and try to get to the finals there. All the good players are already in the finals, so now I should just be able to beat the rest of them and
all right,
get to the spot I need.
Now I wish you all the luck in that, Bane. All right, guys. So I'm not in the final yet, no Speci or not. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Holy, this was insane. Like, for the first episode, the reception was great. I'm glad people are excited to see more. Of course, we are going to make another episode very soon as well. Hopefully next week, Rasheed will have to
reveal the guest
right now.
Yeah.
Drumroll.
To build cliffhanger, dude. Haven't you watched the TV show before?
I mean, sure, I can reveal one of them. Okay, the other person I haven't confirmed with yet, so it's a little
Describe
difficult.
them without saying their name.
Oh, dude, no, don't describe them. Just show us an edge of one of their pictures, and we have to figure it out, dude.
Oh God, you want me to do the Gwent thing? Okay, I'll do it. I'll take a proper picture onto it. Okay, one of them is Speci. All right, I promise Speci we are gonna get him on. The other person, I don't want to confirm it right now because, of course, I haven't at all spoken to that person about it. So, yeah. And don't worry, I think I'll do that on Twitter. I'm going to put a snippet of that person and be like, this is the second guest Go ahead, guess it for yourself. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm busy. Yes, Bessie, always busy. But anyway, let's not keep everybody waiting, guys. Thank you so much for episode 1. It was insane. And I'm going to see you guys next week with another episode. Until then.
Wait, next week?
Yes, next week. Okay.
Didn't we say bi-weekly?
No, everybody wave. Everybody wave. We're done. We're done. Yeah, don't worry because, Rasheed.
She just got real.
Yeah, she just got real. All right. See you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.